In this type of environment that we currently are right now, the bloated and really misaligned private label lines is going to be a liability and not an asset. So how do we really solve for this is to think about strategic reset. This workshop that we're doing today is really going to be talking about some initial reset strategies that I'd love to share with you today. It's time to really stop treating private label as a seasonal project or visual merchandising tool. We need to really build private label in the lines that are data informed from inception, are built around roles that support revenue and margin objectives, and are resilient against global sourcing and cost violet. This is really about private label, thinking of it as a portfolio, not just a product line for the brand and for the retailers, especially. Just like the financials, you are really thinking about every piece of that portfolio. Should it really generate the profit, right? Where would be the risks and how do we really overcome those risks? And where do we unlock the growth? It's really SKU doesn't serve, if the SKU really doesn't serve, one of our purposes, it doesn't really belong into our assortment. And we know that, but a lot of times we know that already after the fact, because we did not take the precautions of how to determine some of those SKUs ahead of time and drop them before we actually went into designing for the next season. Really, we want to also think about, is your current private label line, is it really designed for scalability and the profitable growth? Or is it just really well-meaning reacting to margin pressures and the line gasps, which a lot of times is what we're seeing. Retailers jump into private label because they're trying to save on margin, because they are being pressured by the consumer to get product at the better pricing. But private label is really not all about that. If you're really building a private label just because based on the delivering a better priced items to your customer, then most likely it will not work. Beyond the price, there has to be a really big value to the customer.